Today class. In the previous video, we have introduced some of the contents of the exons and qi theory. In this video, we are going to continue to discuss the exons and qi theory. There are some characteristics of the exons and qi theory. For instance, we agree that the exons is a kind of a substance. The original systems, no matter what kind of systems, it is a systems. We also agree that the exons is the agents through which all objects connected. So that's the agents, the function of the exons. And also we have discussed that the human beings are the transformed results of the exons of the earth and the universe. The third statement, no matter you agree or not, doesn't really matter. The reason is because we are not focused on the statement itself. We're not focused on this function or this content. However, we need to focus on the substance and the agent. These two will determine the movement and the transformation of qi and essence. When studying the exons and qi theory, we need to focus on the movements and transformation of qi. What kinds of movements does the qi have? What kinds of transformation does the qi have? And how do you know the movements and transformation of the qi? What do they mean? When we see the different phenomena in the world or in the environments, the philosophers in the past, they also saw similar phenomena. When they saw the phenomena, they tried to find what's in common. Then they conclude to the movement of qi. For example, when you see the smoke, what's the movement of the smoke? The smoke, when it comes out from the chimney, the smoke will go outwards. Smoke also become the size. What you see, the size become bigger, so you can move to left or right. When you see the fire, the flame moving outwards. When you see in winter, wherever the snow, when you see that the snow going downwards. In a raining day, you also see the rain going downwards. So something going downwards. From the environments, you can see all these aspects. Like either going upwards, become bigger, going to expand, going downwards. So these are the directions. When you see these flowers, this grass, from primary grass, as they grow bigger, the size become bigger. Upwards, expand. We see this flower from the beginning to the end. If you see the size become smaller, it withered. Once the flower or the leaves withered, the size becomes smaller. So when the size becomes smaller, we say something goes inwards. So that's the opposite direction. The opposite direction. It bends or shrinking, become withered. So moving upwards, it bends or becomes smaller. Something moves downwards. When we see the development of a human being, from a baby, from kids, we grow older and older. you see the height of a human being. We become taller and mature. As we become older, we become shorter. As you can see, this whole process. What happens here? Going upwards, we become taller. The body become bigger. The size of the body become bigger, so it's bent. As we become older, the height will become shorter, moving downwards, and also we may become skinny. That's the moving inwards. So from this point of view, when you see, no matter what you see, maybe you can conclude all the transformation. The transformation, when we mention transformation, we actually means something changed. For example, from the baby change to adult, change to the senior people. The air change into crowd, the crowds change into the rain or change into the snow. So these are the transformation. The movements, how many movements does the qi have? There are only 4 movements. So you can use these 4 movements to explain everything. You actually can see all movements in anywhere. You can conclude that there are 4 different movements of qi: ascending, descending, dispersing, and gathering. Something moves upwards, downwards, outwards, and inwards. We can see these movements in objects, in the nature, in the environment. We also can see these movements in our human bodies. That's why we can apply these movements to analyze our human health. In order to analyze the human health from the movement of qi, we need to understand the normal movements of qi in order to identify the abnormal movements. For example, when we breathe, when you inhale and exhale, your chest moves forwards and upwards. As you inhale, your chest moves outwards, forwards and upwards. So that's something ascending and dispersing, move forwards. When you exhale, the chest moves downwards and inwards. So as you can see, the breathing, the movement of the breathing, actually is the combination of different functions of qi, and these functions are actually combined as the full movements. You cannot move upwards and forwards all the time without moving downwards and inwards. If you move outwards too much, in our normal breathing, we move upwards and downwards. You inhale and exhale. That's the normal movement. However, if someone suffer from diseases, if the ascends too much, what may happen? When they ascend too much, the descent is not enough or still normal. When you compare with ascending and descending, then the patient may present with shadowed breathing because the qi moves too much outwards. The qi doesn't move downwards enough. For example, a patient suffers from cough or asthma, tachypnea. This kind of difficulty breathing, you can just imagine That's what kinds of symptoms that a asthma patient we have, a patient with tachypnea. They always breathe very shallowly because they don't descend enough. They're supposed to descend to this level. They only descend to this level. So the ascending and descending dysfunction, or in other words, we always say that the balance between ascending and descending is imbalance. So in our treatments, we will try to recover the ascending and descending for coughing. A patient suffers from coughing, we will use the treatments, the acupuncture treatments. You also can use herbal medicine treatments if you study the herbal medicine in future with another program, but not acupuncture. For our program, we focus on the treatments with acupuncture, with acupoints and the needle and techniques. When we use these techniques, we try to recover the function of ascending and descending. That's how we treat the asthma, we treat the coughing. Also, we can use the same thoughts to treat the tachypnea, no matter what are the causes. As you can see here, again, we base back to the syndrome differentiation. We differentiate the movements of the disease because this disease moves too much outwards, move outwards too much. So we try to reduce the movements. We need to try to move something downwards. Another example, a patient suffers from diarrhea. Diarrhea, how can we understand the diarrhea from the movement of qi? The food we eat go to the stomach, go to the intestine, during the process of in the digestive system. It's supposed to have the normal speed. Diarrhea, it runs very fast, which means it descends too much. So in this situation, we need to move something back. That's where the tonified spleen comes from. If you still remember in the general introduction, that we have the one case with diarrhea, and in that case, I said that the patient suffered from spleen deficiency. The spleen deficiency will cause excess descending. We need to tonify the spleen to recover the ascending function of the spleen. That's how Chinese medicine and acupuncture treat the diarrhea to recover the ascending and descending function. Can you think anything about dispersing in our daily life? What's dispersing? For example, a patient suffers from sweating, excess sweat. That's dispersing. Excess sweat is a normal physiological situation. Every human being need to sweat. But if you suffer from excess sweat, which means sweat too much, that's the dispersing function. Something moves from your body out of the body, from inside to outside, too much. We need to recover the gathering function. That's how we treat the sweating. And the gathering, in pathological situation, what example can you think about for the excess gathering? They gather too much. You can use such as the constipation. They stay in the intestine. It doesn't want to go out. The constipation can be the dysfunction of ascending and descending. Also can be the dysfunction of gathering because they concentrate in the intestine. So as you can see that in Chinese medicine and acupuncture theory, we use the movement of qi to analyze all kinds of diseases. We have to analyze all kinds of activities, human activities, or the activities of different organs. That's the movement of qi, the transformation of the qi. The movement of the qi, the result of the movement of qi is the transformation. If something moves, and then the result is the transformation. There are some characteristics of the qi transformation. The formed is from the formless. What does it mean? Formed is from formless. Formed, something you can see. Formless, something you cannot see. For example, when you see the ocean, the water become the air and to the cloud, The clouds become the rain back to the ground. So when you see from this process, from the water to the clouds, the water become the kind of steam air into the clouds. During this process, from the air, we cannot see. And the clouds, we can see. So when you see from here, that's where the statements come from. The formed is from the formless. From this point of view, how we going to apply in our practice, why we need to understand that the formed is from the formless. For example, a patient suffers from fatigue and bleeding. Bleeding, the blood. Can we see the blood? Yes. The answer is yes, we can see the blood, which means the blood is formed. The patient suffers from bleeding. How can we treat the bleeding? We need to stop the bleeding. However, because this patient suffers from bleeding, so there's not enough blood in the body, we need to tonify, we need to nourish the blood. How can we create the blood in the body? We need to think about the formless. The formed is from formless. The blood is the formed. Where does the blood come from? It's from the formless. What's formless? Blood you can see that's formed. Formless. Qi. Because qi is the invisible, constantly moving, extremely fine substance we cannot see. So in this treatment, from a bleeding patient, we need to tonify the blood. In the meantime, we need to tonify the qi. That's how we treat the bleeding. From these two perspectives, you need to think about two. So when you see a patient with bleeding, don't always think about to add blood to the body. You need to think about how to create the blood from the formless to improve the qi. So that's how we use the theory to analyze our human health. In future, we will introduce more and more examples from this perspective. The transformation between the qi of earth and the sky. This example can be seen from this image. The water, the transformation of the water, and also the transformation between different forms. The water becomes ice. The ice becomes water. So it can tell us that the transformation can happen with different objects, different shape from the water and ice. These are two different shapes. The transformation also can happens within one object. For example, we said the transformation of the physical body itself from the baby to adult to senior. A tree, a plant, from primary to mature and then in winter died, go to the roots. So these are all the transformation. So the transformation can happen from qi, or something formed to formless, or from formless to formed. You also can transform it with different forms, with different sub-objects. This transformation also can happen in one object. These are all the results of the qi movement. And until now, we need to understand that the qi movements is very common. It's essential for all objects. Everything has the movement of the qi. Here we gave a very brief introduction of the exons and qi in the philosophical field. Now we're going to focus on the exons and qi in Chinese medicine and acupuncture. The exons and qi in Chinese medicine is slightly different from the theory, the definition of the exons and qi in the philosophy. For example, the exons refers to the liquid exons, the liquid substance stored in organs, which is the most fundamental substance that constitutes the human body and maintain the life activities. As you can see, that there are something has been changed. That the exons and qi in philosophical field, they are exactly the same, but in Chinese medicine, we separate them. The exons refers to the liquid exons, the liquid substance, the liquid form. Where does it store? It stores in the organs. Most fundamental substance. Exons or jin. That's the Chinese writing jin. The exons. This is the Chinese writing of qi. The exons and qi. That's how we write. When you see the blue circle here, this one and this one at the bottom, you will see they go similar shape. This shape. What's this? This is the rice. R-I-C-E. When we study the history of Chinese medicine, we have introduced a little bit about the characters of Chinese. For example, when you see especially the initial character, when you see the water, that's the rain. That's the water. That's the shape of the water. When you see something goes downwards, that's the rain. So from here, you understand that's the Chinese character. How we write is according to its meaning. Similarly, exons and qi. When we see the rice from exons from qi, which means where does they come from? They come from your food. They come from your rice. Acquired essence. And essence and qi in Chinese medicine, we divide it into two categories. One is from innate essence. The other one is acquired essence. And so essence included two, innate and acquired. The acquired essence is from the food. The innate essence is from your parents. That's why sometimes if a patient have a weak body constitution, In future, when we study the constitution, you will notice what's a weak body constitution. Sometimes when I see a weak body constitution, for example, a lady, if they have their period very late at the age of 16 or 18, the first period, or if they have their menopause very early in their 30s or early 40s, during the consultation, I will ask, what was your parents' age when you were born? The reason why I'm asking is because in this situation, we think that the exons of the patient is weak. They don't have enough exons. Then I will try to identify, is this weakness from innate, from the parents, or from the acquired? Which part need to need to be responsible for the weakness of this patient? Sometimes the patient will tell you that their parents, when they were born, the parents is in their 40s. So that's in this situation, the patient may have exons deficiency, the innate exons deficiency. This patient was born with a weak body constitution. So from this point of view, we need to have kids at certain age range. You shouldn't have kids very old because you will have a weaker. You may your body constitution may affect the baby's constitution. So if we can, we should have the kids at a certain age. When mature, when you have the good exons, so that will benefit your kids. Apart from this, the exons, if a patient have weak innate exons, for example, that's something you cannot choose or you cannot change. Your parents were older when they have you, so you got the weakness in the innate exon. The innate exons, you may have a weak body constitution. What can you do? You can tonify yourself from the acquired exons, from the food, because these two will contribute to the exons, and they actually link together. In future, when we study, we will understand that the exons, they can transform into each other. They can benefit into each other. That's how we treat the diseases, from the food, from the medicine, from the acupuncture, from the acquired exons to tonify the body constitution. So from this definition, you will see that the differences between the differences of the exons between the philosophy fields and Chinese medicine. The qi in Chinese medicine also refers to a extremely fine, invisible substance with strong vitality and continuous movements in human body. As you can see here, the exons and qi in the physiological field is actually the qi in Chinese medicine. Extremely fine, invisible, strong vitality. We emphasize the vitality, constantly moving. The important components of the human body. So this is different from the philosophy field. It's also a source of human life. So that's the definition of exons and qi in Chinese medicine. This image below illustrates the relationship between exons and qi. Exons in the body, combined with the air from the breathing, can transform into qi. qi can be separated into defensive qi, nutrition qi, heteral qi, primordial qi, and qi of different organs. For example, in future we will study the heart qi, the liver qi, the spleen qi, the lung qi. So all different qi. There are all different kinds of qi in the human body. And then when we introduce here, there's one question. Since we have mentioned so many qi in human body, the question is how many qi do we have in the human body? I got 5 here, 4, and different qi in different organs. You also can have subcategories of the heart qi, lung qi, liver qi difference. So how many qi do we have in the body? Some students says a lot, because you already see a lot here. Some students will say that we got 1. Which one is correct, and what's the reason? The correct answer is we have 1, because we have only 1 qi in the body. However, as you can see that we got different qi here. The reason why we have different qi is because we separate different qi according to its function. The defensive qi, when we study the qi in future, we will know that the defensive qi refers to the qi when they move to the superficial skin to protect our body, then we call wei qi or defensive qi. When the qi goes through the vessels, become the blood, we call yin qi. It will provide nutrition. When the qi go to the chest, combined with the air, we call heteral qi. The original qi, primordial qi, yuan qi. The qi, when it goes to different organs, when the qi go to the heart, we call the heart qi. Go to the lung, we call the lung qi. So we identify different function of the qi, we give different terms. We only have 1 qi. This is very similar. Now you study at UJ. You are a student. In your family, you are a son or daughter of your parents. Also, you might be a friend of your friends. You might be in future, you might be the parents, the father or the mother of your kids. And some of you are already the practitioners. So you are the daughter. As you can see, you got different titles. The kids of your parents, the parents of your kids, the students, the daughters or the practitioners, the friends. At least you got 5 titles. But how many of you? There's only 1 of you. Why you got all these different titles? That's because you got different functions. When we say you are a son, because you have the function as a son, you need to respect, you need to look after your parents. That's your function. That's your responsibility. Then when we see you from this perspective, we knew that's your function. When you study the Chinese medicine as a student at UJ, that's your function of studying. You have to study. That's your responsibility. So from this point of view, there's another function of you. But when you see these different functions, there's only 1 of you. Same as here. Different functions, we got different qi. However, when you see where is the qi, there's only 1 in the body. But this 1 qi has different functions can add different activities, the life activities. So that's the definition of exons and qi in Chinese medicine. In these two videos, we have introduced the contents of exons and qi in both the physiological and Chinese medicine field. Very importantly, we need to clarify the differences in these two fields. So as we can see that there are some differences between the physiological field and Chinese medicine field. At the beginning, we said that there are two characteristics of the basic theory. The first one is the concept of holism. The concept of holism, we said that the human body as a whole, the human body and the nature, the human body and the environment, the natural environment and the social environments as a whole. What's the connection among or between these aspects? What's the agent in between? After studying the exons and qi theory, you will understand that the agents between these or among these relationship is the qi. The qi is the agent of the human beings, the nature, even the social environments. What's connecting all these objects, all these phenomena? That's the qi from this point of view, from the basic theory, from the exons and qi theory. In the next video, we are going to introduce the yin and yang theory. Thank you for your attention.